Video coverage of IT Expo is brought to you by Content Boost, the content marketing specialists. Amplify your sales today.
Hi, Eric Lanask here. We're in Miami for IT Expo 2014. On the program with me today is Dean Parker from Collis Communications. Dean, welcome. Good to see you again.
Great to see you too. Thank you for your leadership in this industry all these years.
So, talking about the industry, one of the things that we know drives a lot is consolidation within the industry. Something that you, excuse me, at Collis are experiencing right now, having recently been acquired. Tell me a little bit about that deal.
Yeah, we're really an exciting phase of growth here. We've grown the company for the last 14.5 years, 8 years in this hosted PBX cloud communication space, and we've chosen to merge with a company called C-Spire out of Jackson, Mississippi. They're the largest privately held wireless player in the industry today. Besides Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, Sprint, they fall next. And one of the exciting things about this is they desire to be number 1 or 2 in every one of their spaces, and so they came to us for that reason. And our whole customer experience has been about a wow customer experience. Their name is C-Spire, which stands for Customer Inspired. So to take a large company of almost 900,000 subscribers out there and multiple business lines, and to merge it with what we've been doing is really a match made in heaven, and we're excited about the future.
So speaking of the merger and the sort of the consistency between the two companies, how do you put together the cloud communications and then the wireless company and C-Spire?
So it's really very closely held, that looks the same. So when you look at the root of what we're all doing, we all need a fiber optic backbone, which C-Spire owns it in their geographical presences, which is from Memphis to New Orleans to the Gulf Coast of Alabama and Florida. Number 2, you're going to need not only the IP core, you're going to need telephony, which we already have. And number 3, you're going to have a common vision. And so for us, we found that many customers have moved away from the fragmentation. They got away from PBXs and local lines and long distance and internet companies and brought all those vendors to one. Well, now when you can pull in something that C-Spire just announced that they're building in the first Tier 3 data center in the Southeast, that's not, it's exactly between Dallas and Atlanta, which are the 2 closest markets, 250 miles away. When you put those things together, you're in a spot now that a customer can come and now get their virtualized servers, their wireless phones, their PBX phones, their internet, their email, their IT services. It's a one-stop shop, and on top of it, the great part that we love about C-Spire is we always maintain our 511, which is our customer concierge. C-Spire had the same thing called Customer Assist. And when you called in as a business owner or as the county department managing your communications, you'll talk to one of 8 people, so it was like family. And to be a large, this company has 1,150 people, probably close to $1 billion in revenue. To be that type of company and growing, and to be able to have that type of customer experience is pretty phenomenal, and that really aligns well with the corporate culture that we've built, because that wow experience is what made us tick and what made us successful over the years.
Cloud really has become the sort of catalyst for that kind of industry consolidation, where providers and operators are able to move from being sort of specialized providers into the kind of one-stop shop that you reference.
Yeah, no, it's definitely been that way. We were an innovator in that over the last 3 or 4 years, and to be able to come now with somebody that has the backbones, what you're finding all across the industry is if you don't choose to get into these spaces, you're slowly moving out, and you're going to be on the outskirts versus the center of the new telecom, because the new telecom has a name. It's no hosted, it's cloud, right? And the services are still being provided. They're just being provided in a different form or fashion. And as they say, innovation is driven by necessity. The markets are driving that way, and if we don't get to that spot of dealing with it, then you're not going to be able to be competitive. And so for us, it was when they approached us and it was the right time, we thought, wow, to be able to now compete at a high level, to have the corporate structure to really compete against the larger guys, it puts us in a great position to win now our business. And the great thing is, I think for mergers to work and acquisitions to work in this space, they've got to be based on common values. So we're customer-centric, both companies, both geographically located, and both desire to be the number 1 or 2 in every one of our spaces we operated into. So those are key things, and I think the mergers that are bought just on revenue tend to have struggled. Those that are bought on value and strategically really can do well long term.
Is there consistency in your customer base across the two, or is this really merging 2 different customer bases?
No, customer bases are very consistent. They deal with the hospitals and the municipalities and large education institutions, which is what we did. The difference is they got into this space, the business hosted cloud space, probably about 18 months ago now, and they were really strong in their core areas in Mississippi, and when they got to places like Mobile and the Gulf Coast and Pensacola and the regions that we operate in, they hadn't been as strong there. So we have the bases that they desire, and they have products and services that we want to add to our customers. The number one thing that every person asks us when we go to our customers is, can you do our wireless? We don't have to another provider. Can you just take everything, get one bill for everything, one web portal for everything? And now they have that, and that makes us an innovator, because you can't go to every market, even in the metros, and find one person to do everything. AT&T may do it, but they may not offer it to the companies that have 50 employees. It may be only offered to the companies with 50,000 employees or 500,000 employees.
How much or how big of a role do you see up and coming technologies like WebRTC playing a role for companies like C Spire and Callis?
Oh, I think they're crucial. I think, the one thing we've realized is that our mobile phone or our tablet has become our office. We all operate wherever we are. You put a headset in, you can sit in the corner here in a convention and be sitting there and doing everything like you're sitting at your desk. So what these technologies have brought us is the ability to have real-time integration. So now when you're sitting there, you're going to open your desk, you're going to have your presence, you're going to see your email, you're going to have your files, you're going to have your video chat. On top of it, you're going to have your internal communications inside your company, and then you're going to have all these other plug-in apps that you may personally want to check on, whether it be entertainment or sports, and all coming into one spot. And I think companies that are going to do that and take the customer experience seriously, professionally and privately, is going to make it happen, because the WebRTC and some of these other protocols you speak about in the cloud world have already addressed the security concerns. Security is no longer a concern, it's just out there. The banks use it, we all know how it operates, and we do it. So now we're taking that off the table. Now you're getting down to customer experience. And I believe that the customer experience is now driven by innovation. Innovation tools were not available to providers like us. You had to be a development shop to do that. Now you can hire development shops and quickly get up to speed with the WebRTC. I mean, how much better is it than you can literally log into the website and be talking to somebody in a video chat, making communication calls, and doing your business. I think it's going to drive changes in industry.
Agree. I certainly agree on the consistency of experience. I'm Eric Lanask here at IT Expo. Dean, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Video coverage of IT Expo is brought to you by Content Boost, the content marketing specialists. Amplify your sales today.